Picture this. You're on a date, it's going okay, and then suddenly you get this message. From some creepy hooded figure.
Yeah, and the message forces you to choose between killing your date right there and then, or your family dies.
I mean, talk about an impossible choice. It centers on this woman, Violet, who's a widowed mother, caught in this absolute horror show.
It's just, wow. So the genre is definitely psychological thriller, right? Like real-time suspense.
Absolutely. It feels designed to put you right in her shoes, focusing on that agonizing moral dilemma and the emotional weight. It's pure tension.
Less about big action, more about what's going on inside her head, I guess.
Exactly. It's exploring that cornered feeling, that psychological pressure cooker. If you like films that really dig into a character under extreme duress, this could be fascinating.
Okay, so who in our audience should be penciling Drop in?
Well, if you're into those really intense, almost suffocating thrillers, the ones that explore the dark corners of morality.
Yeah, the tense setups.
Right, then Drop might really work for you. It sounds like it's all about atmosphere and that raw emotional core, you know? Less about big twists.
Gotcha. And who might find it?
Well, a bit of a drag.
If you need your thrillers super fast-paced or packed with constant plot twists and reveals, Drop might feel a bit slow.
Maybe a bit one note, perhaps.
Potentially.
Yeah.
It sounds very focused on that single chilling premise. So if you want more complexity, maybe temper expectations.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So our score for Drop.
We're going to say a 6 out of 10. Solid acting potential, definite suspense, and that moral hook is, well, it's chilling. But its focused nature might limit its appeal. Right, a 6. Okay, moving on up.
So, how's this date going?
Number 9 takes a completely different direction, doesn't it? Warfare.
Oh yeah, total shift. Warfare sounds much more immediate, visceral.
Yeah, it plunges you right into a conflict zone. Set in 2006, Ramadi.
That's right. A surveillance mission with Navy SEALs that goes sideways fast.
Yeah, we have definite massing.
Turns into a desperate fight for survival.
So we're talking gritty, boots on the ground kind of stuff. A sharp contrast to Drop.
Exactly. The vibe seems to be capturing the messy, chaotic reality of modern combat. It's being called character-driven too, so expect focus on the soldiers' experiences.
The emotional toll, the tactics, that sort of thing.
The stress, the decisions they have to make under fire.
But who's going to be lining up for warfare?
Fans of military realism, I'd say. People who appreciate character depth within that intense war setting.
Like Zero Dark 30 or maybe Lone Survivor kind of feel.
Could be, yeah. If you like that focus on strategy, tension, and the psychological impact, this sounds like it could be really compelling.
And who might not enlist for this one?
Well, if you're expecting a more, traditional, heroic war movie, big battles, flags waving, that kind of thing.
Yeah, the classic Hollywood war epic.
Right. Warfare sounds more grounded, more intimate, maybe less flashy. It also sounds like a film you need to pay close attention to. It might not spell everything out.
Okay, makes sense. Our score for this dose of military realism.
We're giving Warfare a 7.5 out of 10. It sounds intense, well acted, and maybe a refreshing take compared to some other war movies. Focuses on the human cost.
7.5. Solid. Okay, number 8. We're shifting gears again. Dramatically. The Legend of Ochi.
Yes, a complete palate cleanser. This one sounds, well, magical.
Totally. It takes place in a world with these mysterious forest creatures called Ochi, right?
Right.
They only come out after dark.
Protect us! Save us! We are cursed with a wickedness!
The Ochi.
And the story follows a young girl who finds a lost baby Ochi. Her quest is basically to help it get back to its family.
Okay. That sounds lovely. Very fantasy coming of age.
Definitely. It's being pitched as emotionally packed, kind of in the vein of, Princess Mononoke or The Iron Giant.
Oh, wow. High praise. So gentle, but with real heart.
That's the feeling. Focus on connection, belonging, all within this beautifully imagined fantasy world.
So who needs to get lost in the world of Ochi?
Anyone who loves fantasy, magical creatures, and those stories that just warm your heart, you know?
Yeah, something gentle but still meaningful.
Exactly. And maybe if you just need a break from all the intense thrillers and action, a bit of an escape.
And who might find it a bit too whimsical?
If slow-paced atmospheric storytelling isn't your thing, or if you're just not into animated or fantasy worlds generally,
Then maybe skip the magical forest.
perhaps. It sounds like it relies on that mood and visual wonder.
Okay. Score for The Legend of Ochi.
We're giving it a 7 out of 10. It sounds beautiful, potentially very moving, good world building, magical feel, a nice dose of wonder for April.
7 out of 10. Cool.
Just trust me.
All right, number 7. We're back in thriller territory with The Accountant. Brotherhood. Sequel time.
Yep, Christian Wolff is back. Ben Affleck's character, the forensic accountant with other skills.
Lethal skills.
Very lethal skills. But this time, he's teaming up with his long-lost brother, Brax,
Yeah.
played by John Bernthal, right?
Yeah, who was hinted at in the first one.
Yeah.
And Brax is apparently just as dangerous, if not more so.
Right. So the plot kicks off when Treasury Agent Mary Beth Medina, J.K. Simmons' character's protege, gets targeted.
Cynthia Di Robinson, yeah.
Right. She reaches out to Christian, and that brings Brax into the picture. Together, they uncover some big conspiracy.
So it's keeping the brainy thriller aspect, the numbers, the puzzles.
But adding more action and this whole brother dynamic. Exploring Christian's past and emotions a bit more, maybe.
Sounds like it could be a good mix. Who's this for then? Primarily fans of the first one.
Oh, definitely. If you liked The Accountant, this sounds like more of what worked, but bigger. More action, expanding the world, that brother relationship.
Sharp pacing, smart twists, complex anti-heroes. Sounds like it ticks the boxes.
But even if you missed the first one, if you like smart crime thrillers with good action and interesting characters, you could probably jump in.
Though maybe skip it if you hate anything involving math or complex plots.
Well, yeah, probably. Even with the action, it sounds like it still has that cerebral core.
Okay, score for The Accountant. Brotherhood.
We're going with a 7.8 out of 10. Sounds like great chemistry between Affleck and Bernthal. Tight story, good blend of brains and bullets. Promising sequel.
7.8. All right.
I work for a government agency. I don't torture people.
Number 6 is The Amateur. Intriguing title.
It's about a CIA codebreaker, Charlie Heller.
Played by Rami Malek, I think.
That's the one. His wife is killed in a terrorist attack, and the agency basically brushes it off.
Charlie, I think you need to see this. Your wife has been killed.
So he uses his skills, his code-breaking brain, to go after them himself.
So it's revenge, but using intellect. Hacking, manipulation, psychological warfare, that kind of thing.
Exactly. It's pitched as an intelligent thriller, brains versus bureaucracy, you know? Sort of a one-man against the system vibe. But he's using his smarts, not just guns.
Sounds like it could appeal to fans of, like Bourne or Jack Ryan. Smart, grounded thrillers.
Yeah, that's the comparison being made. Gripping, emotionally grounded, slow burn intensity. Watching this regular guy, well, codebreaker guy, transform.
Okay, I like the sound of that. Who might find it less than thrilling?
If you're looking for wall-to-wall explosions and shootouts, this might not be it.
More suspense and strategy than constant action.
Seems like it. Focus is more on the cleverness, the tension, the psychological game.
Gotcha. Our score for The Amateur.
Giving this one a 7.5 out of 10. Sounds like a really smart, intense revenge story with emotional weight and hopefully some clever twists.
7.5. Okay, halfway there.
You recognize her?
If you jump really fast, you might survive the blast.
Wait!
Number 5 is The Woman in the Yard. That title just gives you chills.
Doesn't it? Yeah, this is psychological horror. It's about Ramona, a widow living alone in a remote farmhouse.
Already isolated, grieving. Fertile ground for horror.
Totally. And then this mysterious woman in black starts appearing in her yard.
Hey, Mom, there's a woman in the yard.
Who is that?
I don't know.
Every night.
Just appearing and saying something.
Yep, saying today's the day.
Today's the day.
Yeah.
Super creepy.
Wow, that's pure nightmare fuel. Taps into that fear of invasion, the uncanny.
Exactly. It's described as slow burn suspense, blending grief, guilt, and that primal fear. Less about jump scares, more about building dread.
So who should brace themselves for The Woman in the Yard? Fans of atmospheric horror.
Definitely. Think The Babadook, maybe Hereditary, but in a rural setting. Horror with emotional depth, thematic layers.
Right, the kind that gets under your skin and stays there.
That's the vibe. If you appreciate that slow creep of unease, this sounds like it could be really effective.
And who might find the slow burn too slow?
Well, if you need constant scares, lots of gore, or fast-paced action in your horror, this probably isn't it.
Focus is on dread, not jump scares.
Precisely. It requires patience, letting the atmosphere work on you.
Okay, this sounds promising though. Our score.
We're going pretty high on this one. 8.2 out of 10. It sounds visually haunting, emotionally resonant, and potentially quite thought-provoking. Could be a standout.
8.2. Nice. Okay, number 4. A Working Man. Sounds more straightforward, maybe. Action thriller.
Yeah, seems like it. Stars Jason Statham, right, as Liv Cade.
Ah, Statham. Okay, so we know what we're getting, roughly.
Pretty much. He's a former Black Ops guy trying to live a quiet life working construction. Classic setup.
But the quiet life never lasts, does it?
Nope. His boss's daughter gets kidnapped by human traffickers.
Jenny's missing.
She went out with her friends on Friday.
So naturally, he has to dust off the old skills.
Okay, so it's Statham doing what he does best, but maybe with a bit more heart. The premise sounds quite dark.
Yeah, it's described as a tough action thriller, but with an emotional core. Gritty. It's not just mindless action. There's urgency, stakes, maybe exploring some dark themes around trafficking.
So who's the target audience here? Statham fans, obviously, but maybe more.
Yeah, definitely Statham fans, but also anyone who likes action with a bit of depth. You know, a hero you can root for, real stakes, maybe a reasonably smart plot alongside the punching.
So not just pure spectacle.
Seems like it's aiming for a bit more substance, exploring corruption, the darkness he has to wade into.
And who might prefer, say, a Bond movie instead?
If you want glossy, high-tech, gadget-filled action, this probably isn't it.
More grit than gadgets.
Exactly. Sounds more visceral, grounded, no nonsense.
Okay. Score for A Working Man.
Solid 7.9 out of 10. Sounds like a really effective, well-executed action thriller with genuine stakes and an emotional anchor. Should deliver for fans of the genre.
7.9. Strong score.
What are you?
All right, cracking the top 3. Number 3, Captain America. Brave New World. This is a big one.
Huge, yeah. Anthony Mackie fully taking over the shield as Sam Wilson.
About time. So what's the setup here?
Sam's now officially Captain America. He has a meeting with President Thaddeus Ross Harrison Ford stepping into that role, which is interesting.
Whoa, Harrison Ford is Thunderbolt Ross. Okay.
Right. And after that meeting, some kind of international incident kicks off, leading Sam to uncover a global conspiracy.
Classic Cap territory then.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, Thaddeus Ross.
Political thriller vibes mixed with superhero action.
Pretty much. Superhero action, world-saving drama, conspiracy. Sounds like it'll hit all the expected Marvel notes. Big fights, high stakes.
So this is primarily for
The diehard Marvel fans, obviously. People invested in Sam's journey, wanting more MCU action, the interconnected story.
gotta see how Sam handles the mantle on the big screen.
Exactly. It promises flashy fights and Sam being Cap.
And who might be feeling a bit superheroed out by April.
Well, yeah, if you're tired of the superhero formula and looking for something really fresh or original.
This might feel a bit familiar.
Potentially. It sounds like it'll be fun and action-packed, but maybe not breaking new ground within the genre itself, you know?
Fair point. Okay, our score for Captain America. Brave New World.
We're landing on a 7 out of 10. Sounds like good fun, solid action. Great to see Mackie shine as Cap, but maybe lacks that spark of true originality we sometimes crave from the genre now.
7 out of 10. Makes sense. Okay, number 2. This one sounds fascinating. Sinners.
Oh, this premise is really something. It's supernatural horror, but set in the Jim Crow South.
Wow. Okay, tell me more.
It follows twin brothers, Smoke and Stack, great names, by the way.
Yeah.
They return to their hometown hoping for a fresh start, but they run into, well, not just the expected racism of that era, but also vampires.
Hey, get back inside.
Vampires. In the Jim Crow South. That is
Right.
bold. And potentially really powerful.
Right. It's blending supernatural horror with historical horror. Using vampires, maybe, as a metaphor alongside the real-life horrors of that time.
Yeah, the parallels there could be incredibly chilling. Societal monsters and literal monsters.
Exactly. It sounds like horror with real depth, not just scares. Unique setting, that supernatural twist. Plus, Michael B. Jordan is involved, which suggests quality.
He's producing, I think, or
Okay.
starring. So who should seek out Sinners?
Fans of horror that aims for more than just jump scares. People interested in that unique historical setting, the supernatural angle, maybe films like Get Out that blend horror with social commentary.
Right, horror with something to say.
Definitely. And if you appreciate strong performances and thematic weight.
And who might find this combination?
Yeah.
Maybe too much.
If you prefer your horror straightforward, without the heavy historical context, or if the subject matter, both the racism and the supernatural violence, feels too intense or painful,
Yeah, it sounds like it could be quite heavy viewing.
potentially very confronting, so maybe approach with caution if you're sensitive to those themes.
Okay, this sounds incredibly intriguing though. Our score.
We're giving Sinners an 8.5 out of 10. It sounds eerie, historically significant, thematically impactful. Could be a really powerful, unique horror film.
8.5, very strong. Okay,
That ain't your brother.
our number one pick, the movie we think you absolutely must watch in April 2025 is a Minecraft movie.
Haha, yes, we're heading to the overworld.
Seriously, Minecraft. Okay, I did not see that coming at number one.
Well, hear us out. It stars Jack Black as Steve.
Jack Black as Steve. Okay, that makes a weird kind of sense.
Right, and Steve starts as a doorknob salesman, apparently,
A doorknob salesman finds the Orb of Dominance and an Earth Crystal.
and creates a portal to the Minecraft world. He builds a paradise, but then runs afoul of Malgosha, this gold-obsessed piglin ruler from the Nether.
Piglins. In potentially the best way.
Exactly. It's listed as fantasy, adventure, comedy. It sounds like it's made purely for people who love the game. The quirky humor, the blocky world, the building, the destroying.
So pure fun, aimed squarely at the players.
Pretty much. If you get the game's charm, the silliness, the creativity, this sounds like it could be a really good time. Yeah, if you're expecting like epic, serious fantasy storytelling, this ain't it.
I can see the appeal as a fun, maybe unexpected top pick. Our score for a Minecraft movie.
We're giving it a 7 out of 10. It sounds silly, fun, visually really engaging, like the perfect popcorn movie if you're into Minecraft or just want something completely light and goofy.
The 7 for the number one. Interesting choice to put it top then. All right, there you have it, folks. Our deep dive into the top 10 movies of April 2025. Quick recap.
We had Drop It 10, then Warfare, The Legend of Ochi, The Accountant, Brotherhood, The Amateur,
The Woman in the Yard, A Working Man, Captain America, Brave New World, Sinners at number 2.
and the blocky fun of a Minecraft movie taking our number 1 spot.
Phew. Quite a list. Hopefully our brutally honest thoughts gave you some good pointers.
Yeah, that's the goal, right? Help you figure out where to spend your movie money and time next month. This deep dive is all about giving you that inside track.
We really hope it helps you plan your April movie nights. And now, obviously, we want to hear from all you, the amazing Hitchcock's Picks community.
Yes. Which of these films are you most hyped for? Did we miss anything you think looks amazing?
Jump into the comments below and let us know. We love reading your thoughts and getting the conversation going.
And hey, if you found this preview helpful, maybe share it with a friend. Another movie buff. Spread the word.
Absolutely. The more the merrier when it comes to movie talk. And you know to drill, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us and diving into April's movie lineup.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Until next time, keep watching.